Good evening, and thanks for joining me. Today, I want to talk a little bit about what's happening in our economy and kind of where we're headed and how this fits into the Bible. And I believe that our rug is going to be pulled by the central banks, by the Federal Reserve, kind of like we see on the screen by a raccoon, right? I mean, you know, seemingly harmless forest critters ruining our country by terrible policy that's all planned out, and that's what I believe. I believe they're going to pull the rug on us. I'm not convinced that they're going to lower rates. Maybe they will once, but I do believe they're going to induce deflation, which is already happening. You can check it in the charts if you'd like. Um, I do believe that the plan is to take everything from us, and they're going to use bird flu as justification for that. And I think in the meantime, they'll turn us against each other, generation versus generation type of a thing. Someone's always going to be to blame, and of course, it can't be the aristocrats like the World Economic Forum or the World Health Organization or the Windsors. Can't blame them. No, sir. It's got to be my neighbor, right? Oh, Lord, help us. Um, yeah. So what do we do? What's happening? I believe that right now, from the data I've looked at, and there's some charts out there you can look up, people like Warren Buffett and others have more cash than they've ever had on hand. Central banks, which are the banks of countries, are supposed to be, but some of them are central banks owned by private banks, masquerading as a government agency like the American Federal Reserve. Uh, they claim to be buying more gold than they ever have, like in China and other places. Um, there's been some rumors that those numbers are underreported, and China's mining gold that they're not reporting, and that they're buying gold through other countries as a proxy from the West. So we see gold and silver moving from the Western nations to the East. It's hard to know what numbers to believe, but that's what's happening. For example, countries want their gold back, like India and other nations, and they're requesting it back from Western countries. You typically see this happen as leading up to a war or economic turmoil, which those things are typically linked together. Um, so where are we now, and where do we go from here? I think that for every person, I think that, first of all, get right with God, and I think that financially, try to not have debt, like Dave Ramsey says, and if possible, have some cash on the sideline, have some silver and some gold on the sideline. Um, I think when bird flu is announced and everything crashes, be careful of bonds. You might want to move back into equities, sell some gold, keep some long term. I think the risk is we run the risk of the entire market changing forever and the currency going defunct. I think bird flu will destroy the currency. I think it'll strip people of their wealth. And I think this is all part of the plan. I think that's why bird flu is a human engineered virus, or I should say it's been modified to be more pathogenic, is a better way to say it. And I believe they're going to use this as justification to strip us of everything that we have. Is there a defense against it? I don't know. Gold and silver won't save you. Hoarding cash won't save you. Um, you either become part of the 1%, the corrupt aristocracy of Europe and the West, or you lose everything. And I think that's exactly the road that we're on. I think these aristocrats are evil people. I don't care if they're in a palace or on Wall Street. I think a lot of them, and when I say aristocrats, I'm talking about the royal families of Europe. I'm talking about BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard. I'm talking about the old banking families, the Rothschilds. These people have engineered crises and used them to justify stripping us of our wealth and our freedom. I've really had enough. And I think other people, honestly, I think the narrative in the media is going to be it's your neighbor's fault, it's boomers, it's white people, it's Jews, it's whoever. I think that's going to be the narrative. Just remember, look up Windsor Palace, look up their family tree. You'll find out who's really behind it. Thanks, and have a good day.